Whenever the salesmen do not have initiative, they may become indifferent, and as a result of which there will not be any personal touch in their operations or working. On receiving the orders, the items are carefully scrutinized with respect to specification asked for by the buyers and complied with through the post office. Most of the mail order houses, they depend on the postal department for delivery of their goods. Because of the shortage of funds with the members itself, the society also may suffer. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. I welcome you all to this session of Chapter 10, Session 4. So let us have a look into what are the advantages of multiple shops or the chain shops. Now, the first advantage of multiple shop is economies of scale. Now, what do we mean by economies of scale? Why we say that there is economies of scale in a chain shop or a multiple shop? So, in this kind of shops, there will be central procurement. So, the head office or the main branch, whatever it is, it will be procuring all the materials centrally for all the shops, and as a result of which they will be having economies of large scale operation. Then second one is elimination of middlemen. Now in most of these chain shops we can see that the manufacturers will be directly selling to the customers, and as a result of which there is no need for any middlemen in between the manufacturer and the customer, and as such all these commission charges etc. can be avoided. Then third one is no bad debts. Now in these multiple shops or the chain shops, what we call, so most of the sales will be through cash itself, and as a result of which there will be no bad debts at all. Then next one is transfer of goods. Now, if there are any unsold goods in any of the chain shops, and if the demand for such a good is there in some other branches of this multiple shops, then we can always transfer the goods from the branch where it is not sold to the shops where there is high demand for such goods. And in this way, we can just transfer the goods and see that the unsold stock has been sold. Then next one is diffusion of risk. Now, what do we mean by diffusion of risk? Now, in these multiple shops or the chain shops, there will be a shop for every locality, and in case there is a profit in one of the chain shops and there is a loss in some other chain shop, then this profit of one shop can be offset with the loss of the other chain shop, and in this way we can have diffusion of risk. Then next one is low cost. What is the advantage of having low cost? Firstly, we get economies of scale because of large scale operation. Second one is, so when they advertise for the product, almost the sales of all the branches will pick up, and in this way they will be getting more sales, and this will be done by the head office itself, and as such the multiple shop outlet or the retail outlet, they will have less operating expenses. Then the last one is flexibility. Now, what do we mean by flexibility? In this multiple chain shops, if any of the chain shops are not operating in profit, then they can always close down that chain shop and they can open it in another residential locality where there is more demand for such goods. And because of this, we can say that these multiple chain shops have flexibility. Then next, let us look into the limitations of these multiple shops. First one is limited selection of goods. Now these chain shops or these multiple outlets, whatever we call them, so they will be just dealing in that only those products which the manufacturer is selling them, or it is a retail outlet of the manufacturer himself, and whatever brands or whatever products he will be manufacturing, only that will be sold in this retail market, as a result of which the customers do not have a wide range of choice. Then next one is lack of initiative. Now, what do we mean by lack of initiative? So, in these multiple chain shops, what we call them, they will be looking up to the head office for guidance on all matters, and as a result of which, this will kill their initiative. The salesperson who are working in these multiple shops, they will not have any creativity skills in them because they are used to obeying orders from their head office. Then next one is lack of personal touch. So whenever the salesmen do not have initiative, they may become indifferent, and as a result of which there will not be any personal touch in their operations or working. Then next limitation is difficult to change demand. Now, what do we mean by difficult to change demand? And if there is any change in the customer's taste and preferences, and if there is no demand for the merchandise which is being stocked in these chain shops, then the management may have to suffer huge losses because of the stocks unsold in these shops. So, these are the limitations of these chain shops or the multiple shops. Then next, let us see the difference between departmental stores and multiple shops. Now, first one, location. A departmental store is located at a central place where there is a large number of customers can be attracted to it, whereas multiple stores are located at a number of places for approaching a large number of customers. Now, if you can see, the differences are based on the basis of location here. So, departmental store will be located at a central place, that is where there will be large floating population, usually near the bus stations and the railway stations. We can find a departmental stores which is close by or at a walkable distance from the bus station. But then in case of a multiple store, they will be located at almost all the localities where it can attract large number of customers. Then the second difference between multiple store and departmental store is regarding the range of products. So departmental stores aims at satisfying all the needs of customers under one roof, and as such they have to carry a variety of products of different types. However, the multiple stores generally aim to satisfy the requirement of customers related to a specified range of their products only. So, when you look into the differences between the departmental store and the multiple store, so in the departmental store, we find that they will be having an array of goods. So, there will be a wide choice of brands, a wide choice of products from which the customer can make a selection. But whereas in case of a multiple stores or a chain stores, what we call, so they will be having only limited range. So they will be just stocking only those goods which the manufacturer will be supplying them, as a result of which the customer will not get more wider choice in such shops. Then next difference is services offered. So the departmental stores offers greater emphasis on providing maximum service to their customers. Now the next difference is, if you can see here, so the departmental stores, they will be having a personal touch with the customers, and they will be offering more services in addition to selling. So they will be also giving after sales service like home delivery of goods. They will also be offering credit facilities also to some of the regular customers, whereas we don't find all these services in case of the multiple shops or the chain stores. Then next differences is on the basis of pricing. So the multiple shop chain sell goods at fixed prices and maintain uniform pricing policies for all the shops. So the multiple shop chain sell goods at fixed prices and maintain uniform pricing policy for all their shops, whereas in a departmental stores, they do not have uniform pricing policy for all the departments. Rather, they have to occasionally offer discounts on certain products and varieties to clear their stock. Now, in case of departmental stores, we can see that they offer a wide range of products, and as well as they will be giving various offers for their customers. So, these offers may not be the same for one departmental store to another, and these offers, whatever they are giving, it will be based on the stock which is unsold. So, if they want to have a stock clearance, they can always have discount sale and then clear their stock, but this kind of a offer we cannot find in these multiple shops. Then next one is the class of customers. The departmental stores cater to the needs of a relatively high income group of customers who care more for the services provided rather than the prices of the product. Now, what is this class of customers? Now, the departmental stores cater to the needs of the relatively high income group. So, who goes to the departmental stores? Usually the persons with a high income group. So, they go and do all the shopping there, and as a result of which, so they will not be bothered about the prices of goods, and they will be only bothered about what kind of services that kind of a departmental store is rendering. Whereas in case of a chain store, we do not find this class of customers. Then next one is credit facilities. All sales in multiple shops are made strictly on a cash basis, whereas in a departmental stores, it may provide credit facilities only to some of its regular customers. Now, in case of multiple shops, as we have told earlier, almost all the sales will be through cash itself, but whereas in case of a departmental stores, it will be usually they will be giving credit facility to some of the regular customers. So in this way, they see that the customer will be with them for a very long time. Then next one is flexibility. So as the departmental stores deals in a wide variety of products, they have certain flexibility in respect of the line of goods marketed. However, there is not much scope for flexibility in the chain stores, which deal with only in limited line of products. Now, if you can see in the departmental store, they have a wide range of products, as a result of which they can always have flexibility in operations. Why? Because if the demand for one of the product comes down, for which the demand will be high, as a result of which the business will be quite flexible. So, they need not bother if there is a fall in the demand for any one product. But whereas in case of a multiple shop, so they have to be bothered because they will be dealing with the products of only one manufacturer, and if there is a fall in the demand for such products, and the manufacturer will have to lose money because of the unsold stock. Then next type of the fixed shop retailer is the mail order houses. So as the name itself suggests, it is a mail order house, or we just through the mail order they will be just selling the goods. So based on the orders of the customer, these mail order houses will be supplying goods to them. So let us see what is the meaning of mail order house. So mail order houses are retail outlets that sell the merchandise through the mail. So there are generally no direct personal contact between the buyers and sellers in this type of trading. So as the name itself suggests, so this mail order houses, they will be selling through mail, or that is a post. So whenever they receive orders from the customers, they will just post the goods to that particular person's address, and as such there is no direct contact between the buyer and the seller in this kind of trading. Then for obtaining orders, potential customers are approached through advertisements in newspapers or magazines, circulars, catalogs, samples and bills, and price lists sent to them by post. Now, how do these mail order houses operate? So most of these mail order houses, they will be targeting their customers. So they will be just sending their the target customer the price list, the catalog of their products, and also they will be advertising in newspaper and magazines, and in this way they will be trying to attract the customers to buy their products. Then next one is all the relevant information about the product such as the price, features, delivery terms, terms of payment, etc. are described in the advertisement. So, on receiving the orders, the items are carefully scrutinized with respect to specification asked for by the buyers and complied with through the post office. So, they will be giving all the detailed information about the products they are selling, like the price of the product, the features of the product, the terms and conditions, and the mode of payment, etc. So, all the details will be mentioned in the newspaper and the magazines, and then they will be just whenever they receive an order from the customer, so they will be packing as per the specification and they will be mailing it to the prospective customers. Now, let us have a look into what are the advantages of this mail order houses. Now, the first one is limited capital requirement. Now, in this kind of a mail order houses, they do not need an office. They do not need a location as such. So, they can just operate from their own houses, through by which they will be saving on infrastructure. Suppose we have to operate through a shop, then we have to see the location of the shop and we have to have the necessary infrastructure for the shop, etc. All this is not necessary in this kind of mail order houses because they will be operating from their own houses and they can save on all other costs, and as such there is limited capital requirement. Then next one is elimination of middlemen. In this kind of a mail order business, mostly who will be manufacturers of the products, they will be eliminating middlemen because they will be directly selling to the customers. Then third one is absence of bad debt. Now, in case of these mail order houses, we see that they just first collect the payment from the customers and then they will be doing the sales, as a result of which there will be no bad debts. Then wide reach. So, in case of these mail order houses, they can always reach the customers in any part of the world, and as a result of which they will be having customers from all over the world. They will be operating from a very small country, but their customers will be widely spread all over the world. Then last one is convenience. Now, in this kind of a mail order houses, we see that the goods are delivered to the customers at their doorstep, which is very convenient for the customers, and as such it is a very good arrangement for the buyer as well as the seller. So, these are the advantages of mail order houses. Now, let us have a look at the limitations of this mail order houses. Now, the first limitation is lack of personal contact. Now, in this kind of a mail order business, we see that there is no personal contact between the buyer and the seller. So, the buyer will not be in a position to examine the goods which he had purchased, and the seller also will not be having an opportunity to know what the customer's needs are, and he will not be able to clear the doubts of the customer through his newspaper or the advertisement as such, and there may be mutual mistrust between the buyer and the seller. So that is one drawback of this kind of a trading operations. Then second one is high promotion cost. Now, these kind of mail order houses, they depend heavily on the advertisement. So, when they advertise more and more in newspapers and magazines, and through the other modes of reaching the target customers, only they can attract the customers. So, as a result of which there will be high promotional cost in this kind of a business. Then next one is no after sales service. Now, almost all the kinds of stores which are running, so they will be having after sales service to the customers, whereas in this kind of mail order houses, they do not give after sales services, which the customer may not like. Then next one is no credit facilities. Now, this kind of a this kind of a mail order houses, they will not offer credit facilities, as a result of which they cannot attract customers with limited means. Then next one is delayed delivery. Now, what is this delayed delivery? So, once the seller receives the order from the customer, he will have to process the order and send it through mail, and all this will take a lot of time, as a result of which we say that there is delayed delivery. Then next one is possibility of abuse. Now what do we mean by this possibility of abuse? Some of the dishonest traders, they make false claim to the customers and cheat them about the products. So they just tell that the product is of this high quality and all, and then when the customer receives the product will be of a very low quality, as a result of which the customer may be duped by this dishonest traders, where the chances are very high in case of mail order house. Then the last one is high dependence on postal services. Now what is this high dependence on postal services? Now most of the mail order houses, they depend on the postal department for delivery of their goods. Now if we in a place like India, we see so many places in India where there are no post offices at all, and as such, because of this postal system, the mail order house cannot reach almost all the remote corners of the nation, and as a result of which they may lose some of the businesses in the remote areas. So these are the limitations of the mail order house. Now the next kind of fixed retail store is the consumer cooperative store. Now let us see what is a consumer cooperative store. A consumer cooperative store is an organization owned, managed and controlled by consumers themselves. The objective of such stores is to reduce the number of middlemen who increase the cost of produce and thereby provide service to the members. So consumer cooperative store is an initiative of the consumers themselves. So they come together and form a cooperative store or a society with the motto all for one and one for all. So they try to see that they get quality goods at affordable prices to the customers, and thereby they will be eliminating the wholesalers or the middlemen, and in the long run, whatever the benefit the society gets, so it will be shared among all the members of that particular consumer cooperative store. Now, let us have a look into the advantages of the consumer cooperative store. So, they generally buy in large quantity directly from the manufacturers or wholesalers and sell them to the customers at reasonable prices. So, we can see the picture of the consumer cooperative store. So, these stores generally they have centralized purchase, as a result of which they can have economies of large scale, and whatever the price they would have saved on in bulk purchase, that will be in turn passed on to the customers of that particular store. Then next, the profits earned by the consumer cooperative stores during a year are utilized for declaring bonus to the members and for strengthening the general reserves and general welfare funds or similar funds for the social and educational benefits of the members. Now, this consumer cooperative stores, whatever profit they are making in the long run, so those profits they will be utilizing it for declaration of dividend for the consumers, and secondly, they will be also maintaining a general reserve and other reserves, so that these funds whatever they are collecting, so that will be given as funds for the educational loans of the children of the members of that particular society. Then in the consumer, to start a consumer cooperative store, at least 10 people have to come together, form a voluntary association, get it registered under the Cooperative Societies Act. So, this kind of a consumer cooperative store can be established with the cooperation of 10 people who come together and they invest their funds, and then they have to get their firm registered under the Cooperative Societies Act. Only then they can just set up a consumer cooperative store. Then the capital of the consumer cooperative store is raised by issue of shares to the members. The management of the store is democratic and entrusted to the elected managing committee, where one man, one vote is the rule. Now, most of the capital for this cooperative store, it will be provided by the members themselves. So, they provide the capital for this, and then the consumer cooperative store will be running in a democratic manner. So, they will be having an voting or election of the managing committee, and with the help of this managing committee, they will be running the cooperative store, and the democratic system is there. And one more thing is, there will be one member, one vote at all. So, one member can have only one vote. So, he does not have number of votes depending on his shares. So, each member will have only one vote. Then, next one, the liability of the members of the cooperative store is generally limited to the extent of the capital contributed to them. So, to ensure a fair management of funds, the accounts of the stores are audited by the registrar of cooperative societies or persons authorized by him or her. So, in case of a consumer cooperative society, so almost the members all will be investing in the capital to the capital of the consumer cooperative store, and as a result of which the liability of this cooperative store is limited to the extent of their share capital. So, at the most they may lose their capital whatever they have provided, but nobody can attach the personal assets of the members of this consumer cooperative store. And then the registrar of cooperative societies has made it mandatory for inspection of these books of accounts of the cooperative stores. So, they have to get it audited and see that their books are audited every year, and it is mandatory for all the cooperative societies. Now, let us have a look into the advantages of consumer cooperative society. First one is ease in formation. Now, what do we mean by ease in formation? These kind of consumer cooperative societies are very easy to be formed. So, any 10 members who belong to a particular religion, belong to a particular community or a locality, they can voluntarily come together and form a cooperative society, and they can get it registered. So, there is ease of formation. So, they do not have much formalities in setting up a cooperative society. So, we say that there is ease in formation. Then, second one is limited liability. So, in case of a cooperative society, their members have just limited liability. So, the liability of this cooperative society members will be limited to their share of the capital. So, at the most they may lose their capital, but nobody can attach their personal assets as such. Then, next one is democratic management. Now, in case of these cooperative societies, most of the management will be done on a democratic basis. Now, what is this democratic basis? The members of the society, they will just elect who will be in the management committee. So, every 5 years there will be an election for the society, and then every year the board of directors and the management committee will change, as a result of which everybody will be getting a chance to be in the management committee. Then, next one is lower prices. Now, in this consumer cooperative stores, we find that the prices of goods are much lower compared to the other shops. Why? Because they will be having centralized purchasing, and whatever the benefit they are getting from bulk purchase, that benefit they will be passing on to the consumers. Then, next one is cash sales. Usually, in most of these consumer cooperative societies, we find that they always transact on a cash basis only. So, they do not give credit to any of the members. Then, last one is convenient location. So, most of these consumer cooperative stores, they will be located in an area where all the residents or where all the members are situated. So, as a result of which, it will be conveniently located and it will be easily accessed by all the members. So these are the advantages of the consumer cooperative society. Now let us look into the limitations here. Now the first one is lack of initiative. Now most of these workers who work in this cooperative societies, they will be working in an honorary basis. As a result of which they will not have any initiative to do more sales. So because of which the business may fail. Then second one is shortage of funds. Now these cooperative societies, they will be excessively relying on the members to invest in their society. As a result of which, because of the shortage of funds with the members itself, the society also may suffer. Then next one is lack of patronage. Now in some cooperative societies, we see that most of the members, they themselves do not patronize this society, and as a result of which the sales of these cooperative stores may go down. And last one is lack of business training. So in this kind of societies, we find the members themselves, they will be transacting all types of business, and these members as such, they don't have any professional training, and because of which the business has to suffer, and this becomes a limitation for this consumer cooperative store. So with this, we come to the end of this session. Hope you have all understood this session. Thank you.